Hello. I hope everybody out there is doing good and having a great day. Um, Now, last week, I had a sort of a prediction on my video about Solo and whether or not Lucasfilm knows what they're doing. And obviously, they don't. Um, because basically, last week I hypothesized or predicted that Solo, a Star Wars story, even including Memorial Day, would make around $100 million. I was a little wrong. I actually said it may not even get to $100 million, but it was darn close. Now, if you remember the controversial news coming out, and I'm not going to get into that in this video. If you remember, that came out, and the audience, the want to see dropped from around 80% or whatever it was down. It dropped all the way down to about 36% want to see, I believe. And the writing was on the wall. So for the weekend, the Solo movie made $103 million. It's about $3 million off from what I said, which that's a round number. So, and I don't even work in the movie industry. So there's my skills right there. Now, Rogue One, if you'll have a gander here, it made $155 million in December when it opened. And of course, that's not adjusting for inflation. So $155 million is what Rogue One made. So that's about that's $52 million difference. And let me tell you something. Rogue One was a movie with no familiar characters in it, as far as I can remember. Of course, it had a Darth Vader cameo. It had that great ending scene. It had Tarkin, which was CGI. And it also had a brief clip of Leia, which was CGI. But those were not used to sell the movie, except for Darth Vader. And so the movie was about characters nobody really knew about. And they still went out to see it in big numbers with $155 million. Now this movie is Solo. Han Solo. Now, that's one of the big three. Han, Luke, and Leia. Now, even though Harrison Ford wasn't in it, if Lucasfilm would have played their cards right, they would have made a lot of money. I would think that if they played their cards right and had a good Last Jedi movie, not insulted the fans after not liking The Last Jedi, and if they had not put in some other stuff that are useless in Star Wars into Solo, I think they would have probably made about, I'd say, $200 million, or maybe even $175 million to $200 million, somewhere around that range. And you would have had a lot of people coming back and forth. Now, even this movie here, if you look here, the liked it is 63%. So those that are going to see it are not necessarily hating it, like they did The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, I think currently it's 46% liked it. 63 is not horrible. And that number is actually inflated because you've got a lot of people that didn't see it that are boycotting or staying home for whatever reason, but they're staying home because they're not happy. either way, boycott or not a part of boycott, they're staying home. But a lot of those angry fans are just downvoting this just to lower this movie. So, now I've heard that in the movie theaters, the movie theater audiences are not even half full. The theater seats, they're not full. It's like empty. Now that's 25,000, or is it 28? 28,000 people have voted on this, and if you and I bet you that there's a lot of people that are voting on this that haven't seen it. Now I haven't seen it, and I haven't voted on this now, but I bet you there are a lot of people that have done that. And this movie would have made a lot more money had Disney played their cards right. And as for episode 9, if Disney doesn't get their act together, you can look forward to the same thing, Disney. A lot of people are going to be unhappy still with you and your direction. And another thing that episode 9 will depend on, well, there's a couple of things. People are going to want Luke Skywalker in there, even as a Force ghost. They're going to want Ewan McGregor cast as Obi-Wan in the Obi-Wan movie that's coming up. And if Lucasfilm makes the mistake of recasting Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of having Ewan McGregor do it, you are going to have a big hornet's nest on your hands. And I think that having Mark Hamill back in as a Force Ghost, at least, I don't know necessarily bringing him back to life would be good. I mean, that might be hokey or something, but if those things don't happen, and if Kathleen Kennedy, a lot of people think that Kathleen Kennedy needs to go and Dave Filoni take her spot. If that doesn't happen, if all those things don't happen, you're going to be looking at a dismal box office for episode 9. I guarantee you. But anyway, that's just my thoughts, and this has actually run a lot longer than I was thinking that it would. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll catch y'all guys next time, okay? See ya.